Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Navjot,
And I, Gauri,
will be the comparers for this event. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 17th Convocation ceremony of TERI School of Advanced Studies.
Convocation Day is a much-awaited day of any student's life as it returns the efforts of their entire academic endeavor, and it is steeped with a sense of achievement and fulfillment. It makes all of us work passionately to build a successful career ahead. A very warm welcome to everyone. Today, we have Professor Jim Skia as our honorable chief guest. Professor Jim Skia is the elected chair of the 7th assessment cycle of the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change. We are delighted with your presence and I welcome you once again.
Also today, we have amongst us our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Mrs. Vibha Dhawan, Director General of TERI. We are grateful for your presence, ma'am.
Deep Jyoti, Param Jyoti, Deep Jyoti, Janardhana, Deepo Hartu, Me Papam, Deep Jyoti, Namostute, Shubham Karoti, Kalyanam, Arogyam, Sukh Sampada, Dvesh Buddhi, Vinashaya, Atma Jyotir, Namostute.
May the divine lamp bestow us with strength, health, and prosperity. With this thought, I invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Sir, Honorable Madam Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Registrar, Sir, Dean of Academics, and Dean of Research and Partnerships for lighting the lamp and officially commence the convocation ceremony amidst the shlokas of Saraswati Vandana presented by our students of TERI SAS.
या शुभ्रवस्तावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापः शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसार परमा माद्यां जगद्वयापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीं भयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहां
Thank you, respected dignitaries. I now request our registrar, Colonel B. Venkat, to deliver a welcome address to our attendees.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, graduates of 2024 batch of TERI SAS, Professor Sir Jim Skia, the chief guest for the day, Dr. Mrs. Vibha Dhawan, Madam Chancellor, Professor Suman Kumar Dhar, the Vice Chancellor, parents, family members, the guests, our own faculty members of TERI SAS, and each and every non-teaching staff who is assembled here today. Indeed, it's an honorable and a very proud day for each one of us to be standing amongst you and be part of the convocation ceremony for the batch of 2022-24. You have all done us proud in each and every activity across the duration of your stay at TERI School of Advanced Studies. It's been great being associated with you, and we wish you and your near and dear ones the best in the times to come. TERI School of Advanced Studies, established in 1999 with a deemed to be university status given by the University Grants Commission and the Ministry of Education, Government of India, erstwhile Ministry of MHRD, celebrated its 25th year of imparting education in the domain of sustainability last year. And what a moment was it, especially for your batch, as you were part of the celebrations of our Silver Jubilee year. TERI School of Advanced Studies is committed towards professionalism by means of providing knowledge-based education on sustainability to all its graduates and all its students. Over the years, the university has grown from strength to strength in terms of disciplines being offered and the programs that we offer from our campus located at Vasant Kunj, New Delhi. The university has adopted the provisions of the National Education Policy 2020, which has since then brought a vigor and plethora of options open to the students towards making the education that much more student-centric and bringing in the dimensions of multidisciplinarity and interdisciplinarity. Besides offering doctoral programs and the master's program from the Green Campus located at Vasant Kunj, TERI School of Advanced Studies commenced with the undergraduate and the integrated programs from the year 2023. These were very carefully crafted and designed programs after going through an extensive stakeholders analysis and scrutiny, offering multiple chances for the students to hone their skills with an option for even internships at every level. It would be at this point prudent to mention that under the able mentorship and guidance of TERI, our sponsoring society, and the selfless contribution of the faculty members and the staff of TERI School of Advanced Studies over the years, the TERI School of Advanced Studies has contributed phenomenally in the domain of sustainability and is rightfully called as the leaders in sustainability education. We at TERI School of Advanced Studies shall continue to upgrade and upskill ourselves, which in subsequent years and in times to come shall have a far-reaching impact not only in the country but all across the global front. We thank once again all the dignitaries who are present. My thanks once again to the chief guest, Professor Sir James Kia, for taking out time from his busy schedule to be part of this convocation. And I wish from the core of my heart best wishes to each and every student and all the parents who have come here as part of the celebrations. May you achieve for what you are destined for. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your warm words.
Now, I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Suman Kumar Dhar, to address our graduates.
Respected Professor Sir James Ferguson Skia, distinguished chief guest for today, Chancellor Madam Dr. Biva Dhawan, Deans, Head of the Departments, esteemed guests, faculty, staff, members, proud parents, and most importantly, my dear graduating students of TERI SAS, media partners, a very warm welcome to all of you at this 17th convocation. Today is a day of immense pride and celebration, a day where we acknowledge the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and intellectual pursuit. A day where we celebrate the achievements of our graduating students who stand before us ready to embark on the next chapter of their lives. This convocation marks a significant milestone in the journey of TERI SAS. For the last 27 years, we have strived to tackle the complex sustainability challenges facing our world. We have remained steadfast in our commitment to providing world-class education, fostering cutting-edge research, and promoting innovative solutions for a sustainable future. The past years have been very challenging for TERI SAS. However, with the dedication and passion of our faculty, staff, students, and hand-holding from TERI, we have been able to cross many hurdles. It reinforces our belief that collaborative efforts and interdisciplinary approaches are crucial in addressing the multifaceted challenges of sustainable development as well as our own sustenance. Dear graduates, as you stand on the threshold of a new beginning, be proud of the knowledge and the skills you have acquired during your time at TERI SAS. You have been trained to think critically, to analyze complex issues, and to develop innovative solutions. Now, you are part of a distinguished alumni network, a community of professionals making a real difference in the world. The world we are inhabiting today, facing unprecedented challenges: climate change, resource depletion, social inequality. These are just a few of the past pressing issues that demand our immediate attention. But I have immense faith in your abilities. As you step out into the world, remember that your education is not just a degree, but a responsibility. A responsibility to use your knowledge and skills to make a positive impact. Embrace challenges, be bold in your thinking, and never stop learning. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed faculty, whose unwavering dedication and mentorship have shaped the minds of our graduates. Your commitment to excellence is truly inspiring. And also to our dedicated staff, thank you for your tireless efforts in creating a supportive and enriching learning environment. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished chief guest, Professor Sir James Ferguson Skia, for gracing this occasion with your presence. Your words of wisdom will undoubtedly inspire our graduates as they embark on their future journeys. Congratulations and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Nothing in life is more informational and rewarding than a sudden flash of insight that leaves us with great ideas and motivation to move forward. Therefore, I request our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Mrs. Vibha Dhawan, to embrace us with her insightful words.
Very good morning to all of you. and I'm sure it's a great day for all our students. TERI University and TERI School of Advanced Studies, lot have been said about it, what we are, but maybe I'd like to take you back to why we established this niche area university. As mentioned by the registrar, this university was established in 1999, a year when TERI has completed its 25 years of existence. It was TERI's Silver Jubilee year. TERI, as some of you are aware, it's a not-for-profit research organization dedicated to sustainable development. And TERI itself was established in 1974 by Tatas, and our name was Tata Energy Research Institute. What I want to show is what the vision is. So the visionaries, they started, JRD Tata, Darbari Seth. So they started discussing that what is the limiting factor for India's growth? And definitely energy is something which was considered to be in the forefront. And therefore, TERI was established as a not-for-profit research organization. Then we thought that it's not research enough. You have to take research to the end user. And research is something which is always evolving. What you are doing today, and that is the message I want to give to all the students, what you have learned, maybe you'll say, I'm not utilizing in my daily life, I'm not even using in my job. But what have we taught you? And I'll come to why TERI SAS. So what we thought that yes, we are very good individuals in TERI, but then in a way our thinking also gets stale at some time. We start thinking what we were taught in our PhD or in our grad school, that is the ultimate, which it is not, because the world is evolving. The circumstances are evolving, the problems are changing every day. The only thing constant is change. And therefore, the TERI professionals also need to be challenged by young minds. And we were taking PhD students, and we thought that that is not enough, because what also happens is that these students, depending on which university they are registered with, who is their co-supervisor in those universities, then it is, of course, they bring fresh thinking, but at the same time, what we want to achieve or we want to be challenged, we can do better by setting up of a university. The other thing is that the mindset is more or less you decide on, because in a way, if you go back and start thinking what your school teachers have taught you, there will be many lessons which you will remember all through your life. And these are the years when you are in the college that you start thinking further, deep thinking about a subject. And that is why we had set up TERI School of Advanced Studies, and we decided it should just work on issues related to sustainability. And while I'm on this topic of sustainability, and we are very honored to have Sir James Key with us, and when I was discussing with him, he mentioned to me that in 1989 was the time when he came to India to attend a conference on climate change that was organized by TERI. So TERI always thought much ahead of others. Climate change was actually not an issue much talked about in 1989, and we were the ones who actually brought that on the center stage. Not the only one, but we were one of the many players. Sustainability, it's in the heart of, I should say, now everyone talks about it, but I'll draw your attention in 1999 when the entire country was talking about the growth, development that country has achieved in first 50 years of independence. TERI was bold enough to say that this growth is not sustainable. And there are better ways of looking at it. It's green growth that one should concentrate on. Circular economy is something which is in the DNA of every Indian, not to waste anything. But then some way, we lost our way sometime, and we started aping what is happening in the Western countries, and we entered into the wasteful economy kind of a cycle. But today, the entire world recognizes that that's not the way of living. Now, what is equally important, and that is, and I have already said, that we thought that we should change the mindset of young students. We should train them. And this is one of the unique universities, not just in India, I'll say at the global level, where there is backing of a research institute that's TERI. And therefore, it's the real life problems that are taught to the students. So all of you that way are extremely lucky that you studied in TERI SAS with young faculty, which is over there, next to none, very dedicated, and also had some opportunity of doing internships with TERI or other best institutions in the country. What gives me immense pride, and in a way all of you should give pat at your back, is that in many of the interviews panels, and I'll just share one. So when I was there and we interviewed someone, and I simply told them, if you don't take this person, I'm going to take her in TERI because she's very good. And then comes the last candidate who was from TERI SAS. And immediately they said, no comparison. We are taking the student from TERI SAS. And in a way, I asked to myself, why should I compromise at the second best? I'll wait till I get a student from TERI SAS. That is the quality our students are of, because we have given you the best possible education. In fact, when I go anywhere in the world, I'll put it this way, it's hardly a conference in which I don't come across a student from TERI SAS. They are everywhere, they have spread their wings, and they are able to do that because the basic education that is imparted by the university is the best in the world. It's not just India, it's everywhere. Being a deemed university, there are few constraints, but then I'll put it this way, they go in favor, because then you know how to work with minimum resources, how to make best use of it, and you start caring for what little or what you have. And that is what it is. You start looking at with whom to partner, because today's world, we talk of partnerships. Again, that is one of the major strengths of TERI, because for us, developing international collaborations is far more simpler than many other institutions in the country. And therefore, you all are extremely lucky that it's not just TERI at your back, it is also that the entire world, international institutions are open to you. And believe me, with this degree, whether you're going for higher studies or job, you are going to be the most sought after candidates, and I wish you all the best for that. Of course, as the Vice Chancellor has mentioned about the subjects which we are teaching, you will find that all these subjects, they are either, like when we talk of artificial intelligence, which we have introduced at the undergrad level, those or biotechnology, it was, I should say, never sought after the way we are looking at it today. The problems the world is facing, whether we are talking of managing waste, whether it is how do you meet the water requirements, how do you ensure that agriculture is not just sustainable, it is also the farmer is able to produce at lower possible price, and all what we teach over here, that is what the society requires. So what you have learned will be of extreme importance to the society, and I wish you all the best, and all the best to the students, the faculty, because I put it this way, we have to go at a much faster pace, both in research, in terms of applications, and therefore you have a huge responsibility to use the training that you have got in TERI SAS. I'd like to thank once again our chief guest, Professor Jim Skia, and I'm sure you all know about IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The former Director General of TERI, Dr. R.K. Pachauri, he was also the chair for 2 terms for IPCC. And if you look at the role the IPCC had played in sensitizing the entire world about the need to act for climate change, that is remarkable. And the assessment reports that has been brought out by this excellent institution that essentially that has warned us, and what they have spoken about, that the world, the impact of climate change in different parts of the world, what it is going to be. Really speaking, no one believed at that time, but now it is that the actual is worse than what was predicted. And one do look forward to, and like today, all the governments at global level, they look forward to receiving their reports and then rely their businesses, their investments based on what is going to happen. And it goes without saying, lots is to be done in this field of climate change if we want to change humanity, because otherwise, look at the increase in temperatures, look at the extremes. Just earlier this week, couple of days back, the melting of glacier has caused havoc in Chamoli district. And so many of laborers, they actually got killed because of that slide. So therefore, if we really want to make this planet a better place, I suppose the role or your action in the field of climate change is much required. So my congratulations to the Vice Chancellor, all the faculty members to, I should say, shape the next generation of the world. So thank you very much. And the huge responsibility that is on your shoulders now to make this planet a better place to live. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would now request our Dean of Academics, Professor Chandra Kumar Singh, to read the citation for the chief guest.
So, Professor Sir Jim Ski was elected Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change IPCC Chair for the 7th assessment cycle in July 2023. He was co-chair of IPCC Working Group 3 for 6th assessment cycle. From 2009 to 2023, Jim Ski was Professor of Sustainable Energy at Imperial College London. His research interests are in energy, climate change, and technological innovation. He was Research Director of the UK Energy Research Centre from 2004 to 2012 and Director of Policy Studies Institute from 1998 to 2004. He has operated at the interface of research, policy making, and business throughout his career. He was a member of the UK Committee on Climate Change from its inception in 2008 until 2018 and was chair of Scotland's Just Transition Commission from 2018 to 2023. From 2015 to 2017, he was president of the UK Energy Institute. He was awarded a CBE for services to sustainable energy in 2013 and an OBE for services to sustainable transport in 2004. In 2024, Jim Ski was awarded a knighthood in the King's Birthday Honours list of services to global leadership in climate science. The TERI School of Advanced Studies highly appreciates the outstanding contribution and achievement of Professor Sir Jim Skee in the field of climate science, which shall be an inspiration for generations to come world over. Thank you.
I would now request our Honorable Madam Chancellor and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, to hand over the citation to the Chief Guest.
Chancellor Dewan, Vice-Chancellor Dar, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honour as Chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, to be invited to join the convocation ceremony for TERI School of Advanced Studies as chief guests. As the Chancellor mentioned, my first contact with TERI was as long ago as around 1990, when I attended one of the first climate change conferences to be held in India. It was just before the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change was agreed, and as I recall, just before the first IPCC reports appeared. And it was very plain then on my visit that TERI was held in the highest esteem, both scientifically and in decision-making circles. And since then, I've had the privilege of working alongside many TERI researchers in the preparation of IPCC reports, and their contribution to IPCC has been invaluable. And of course, as mentioned, TERI was home to the chair of the IPCC for 13 years. Now, 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege to be honoured by my old Cambridge college, Clare College, as Alumnus of the Year. And preparing my speech gave me an opportunity to reflect on how I made the transition from a graduate in mathematical physics, studying quantum theory and relativity, to the chair of the IPCC, a science policy interface body spanning the physical and natural sciences, all the way through to engineering, economics, the social sciences, and the humanities. Now, I can't confess to having had a career blueprint in front of me with a sequence of 5-year plans, but I do think I took my opportunities when they came along. And my starting point was to move outside my home discipline of physics. And I confess that 3 years into my physics degree, I decided I didn't want to be a physicist when I grew up. I was attending classes on the history and philosophy of science on the side, and to tell the truth, I found them actually more interesting. Then I was recruited as a PhD student to a new interdisciplinary energy research group at the Cavendish Laboratory, the famous Cambridge Physics Laboratory. It was around the time of the oil crises of the 1970s, and the attraction of moving to a prestigious laboratory and at the same time conducting policy-relevant research was too much. I had to go. Within a few weeks of arriving, we were sent to classes in the economics department, and there we had lecturers from two very different schools of thought, neoclassical and post-Keynesian economics. And there I learned the shades of grey in economics and the social sciences compared to the black and white of physics. So like you, my postgraduate education was interdisciplinary in character, and it stood me in very good stead. Now, I won't bore you by taking you through my CV, but just a few points, and they essentially illustrate themes about interdisciplinarity and policy relevance. From Cambridge, I went to the Department of Engineering and Public Policy at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, where I worked on the environmental consequences of energy production and use. And I returned to the UK to the Science Policy Research Unit at Sussex University, where I continued my work on energy environmental linkages. But this was another interdisciplinary environment, and I also worked on a project grounded in political science and international relations, examining the responses of different countries to the challenges of transboundary pollution. And that was enough for the UK's Economic and Social Research Council to recruit me as director of their Global Environmental Change Programme. And I can say this had a mind-blowingly wide range of projects, ranging from anthropological work on indigenous knowledge and shamanism in Siberia, right through to the macroeconomic studies of global carbon taxes. So my transformation from a physicist was by then pretty complete. I then moved on to be Research Director of the UK Energy Research Centre, as the Vice-Chancellor mentioned, which was a cross-university, interdisciplinary collaboration hosted by Imperial College London. And it actually played a major role in the electricity market reform in the UK that enabled the huge expansion of renewable energy. And that took me through to my most recent full-time IPCC roles as co-chair of IPCC Working Group 3 on mitigation in the 6th assessment cycle, and now chair for the 7th cycle. Now, before I go on to look at IPCC's plans and hopefully the way that you can contribute, let me say a few words about policy relevance and the value that science in the broadest sense can bring to policy processes. I was lucky to be selected, again as mentioned, as a founding member of the UK's Committee on Climate Change. It's an independent body reporting to Parliament, not to the government, and the main tasks at the time were to recommend the UK's 2050 emissions target, to recommend consecutive 5-year carbon budgets to set the pathway to reaching the target, and to monitor annually the government's progress in establishing policies that would allow the budgets to be met. And I remember on the Friday mornings when the committee meetings were held, heading off with a spring in my step, looking forward to discussing one of the biggest long-term challenges facing humanity with some of the cleverest people I knew. And the Committee on Climate Change had an enormous amount of respect among all communities, NGOs as well as business and academics, for the analytical rigour of the work, demonstrating the power of strong science. And immediately after that, the Scottish Government, again as mentioned, recruited me as chair of their new Just Transition Commission. And this was not, I should emphasise, a scientific role. The Commission members were largely from business, trade unions, NGOs and community groups, with only a couple of academics. And I should say this activity kept my feet firmly on the ground as we addressed the rundown of the offshore oil and gas industry, the equity dimensions of energy demand policies and transport provision. So for me, interdisciplinarity and policy relevance are absolutely key. And this brings me back to the plans for the IPCC and the roles that you, as holders of postgraduate degrees, might play. We're already working on a special report on climate change in cities, and the first lead authors meeting takes place next week in Osaka, Japan, and the report is due for approval in early 2027. And India is indeed providing a coordinating lead author for that report. Last week, we met in Hangzhou, China, to agree the outlines of the 3 main products of the IPCC's 7th cycle, the 3 working group contributions on the physical science basis, impacts, adaptation, vulnerability, and mitigation. There was a lot to discuss, and it was an extremely tough meeting. The final session started at 8 o'clock in the morning last Friday and finished without a break at 10:35 on Saturday night. So we overran this by 28 hours without any sleep. But with the spirit of compromise and flexibility we got there, I should say that there were exhausted delegates and an exhausted chair by the end of the process. But what it means is that we can now go on selecting authors for the main working group reports and preparing for a first lead authors meeting later this year. And I might also mention that it's going to be the first ever joint lead authors meeting between the 3 working groups, another first for IPCC and interdisciplinarity. So I wanted to flag what the main features of the agreed outlines last week were. And I have to say that they are strongly aligned with TERI's work and the programmes that you have here at the TERI School of Advanced Studies. First of all, it's going to be a cycle with a very heavy emphasis on adaptation. The UN Framework Convention on Climate Change invited IPCC to revise and update technical guidelines on the assessment of impacts and adaptation, with a special emphasis on metrics, indicators and methodologies. And this will ultimately support the global goal on adaptation under the Paris Agreement. Turning to the Working Group 2 report on impacts, it has 2 early chapters devoted exclusively to adaptation and chapters focusing on responses to losses and damages and to finance. And the remaining chapters will cover regional assessments, including one on Asia, and a set of thematic chapters covering, among other topics, health and well-being, and poverty, livelihoods, mobility and fragility. The latter including the interaction of climate change and development with poverty, vulnerability and livelihoods, all topics on which TERI and the School of Advanced Studies could contribute. In the agreed outline of the Working Group 3 on mitigation, the Futures chapter is entitled Projected Futures in the Context of Sustainable Development and Climate Change, signalling an aspiration to consider both global and national scenarios within the same framework. And the inclusion of sustainable development in the title reflects a greater attention to equity, an issue on which IPCC has received criticism in the recent past. The Futures chapter is followed by one devoted entirely to sustainable development and mitigation, with topics including sustainable development, including and beyond the SDGs as an integrative perspective for climate change responses, distributional consequences within and across groups and countries, and equity and justice with a focus on just transitions, all requiring the input and insights of Indian scientists. And the Working Group 3 chapter, I should say, also includes a chapter on finance. There is less focus on societal aspects in the Working Group 1 report, but the final chapter, Climate Information and Services, aims to provide practical information for decision makers involved in enhancing resilience by addressing, for example, advances in climate information for climate services at different timescales, including multi-hazard early warning systems. So there is much in the coming cycle inviting the contribution of researchers from the TERI family. So how could you contribute? But first, let me do say that Indian science and Indian scientists have been and will continue to make a major contribution to the IPCC. You've talented scientists, you've strong scientific institutions, and a culture of challenge and debate that can only enhance IPCC. Since the start, India has provided IPCC with almost 160 authors. You currently have a Working Group 1 Vice Chair, and the co-chair of Working Group 3, my friend and colleague Priyadarshi Shukla from Ahmedabad University, was there in the 6th cycle. So just a few suggestions as you carry on your careers. If you are research active, please publish. IPCC does not conduct its own research. We assess and synthesize the knowledge embodied in the roughly 50,000 papers relevant to climate change that are published each year. So we can only cite what people published. Second, when draft reports are prepared, they are open to both expert review and joint government and expert review. Please avail yourself of that opportunity. Every comment is responded to, and both the comments and the responses are published. Please also, at some point, consider offering yourself as an IPCC author. It may be a little early in your career, but we do aspire to include younger scientists alongside IPCC veterans. The Government of India, specifically the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, nominates authors, so make yourself known when the opportunity arises. And finally, we're working on establishing a developing country chapter scientist scheme for the 7th cycle. This is a chance for younger scientists to support the developing country coordinating lead author for a chapter by aiding on figures, references, etc. This operated successfully in the 6th cycle, and we know from surveys that it enhanced people's careers. It helped them publish, it embedded them into global scientific networks. So watch out for these opportunities on the IPCC website. So to conclude, let me step back once more. You're all at the start of your careers, And the TERI School of Advanced Studies has provided you with the foundation you need to enhance interdisciplinarity and policy relevance and make active contributions to bodies such as IPCC. As I think my career demonstrates, life is full of surprises. We cannot plan decades ahead, but opportunities will arise, and you've been provided with the knowledge and skills to seize these opportunities. So I'll conclude by wishing you all well in your future endeavours, and look forward, of course, to your engagement with IPCC. Maybe one of you will have my job in the future. Who knows? So thank you once again for the honour of being your chief guest, and my best wishes to you all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now is the moment we have all been waiting for. It's time to call upon our graduates to confer them with the degrees. I request our Honorable Madam Chancellor and Registrar Sir to kindly commence the ceremony.
With the permission of Madam Chancellor, as Registrar of the TERI School of Advanced Studies, I present to you 17 candidates for the doctoral degree and certify that they have successfully completed all the requirements established by the rules and regulations of the university. May I now request that you admit these candidates to their degrees.
By authority of the powers vested in me, I hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy degree, to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the university. All the best.
Madam Chancellor, as Registrar of TERI School of Advanced Studies, I present to you 26 candidates for the Master of Arts degree and certify that they have successfully completed all the requirements established by the rules and regulations of the university. May I now request that you admit these candidates to their degrees.
By authority of the powers vested in me, I hereby admit you to the Master of Arts degree, to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the university. Best wishes.
Madam Chancellor, as Registrar of the TERI School of Advanced Studies, I present to you 158 candidates for the Master of Science degree and certify that they have successfully completed all the requirements established by the rules and regulations of the university. May I now request that you admit these candidates to their degrees.
By authority of the powers vested in me, I hereby admit you to the Master of Science degree, to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the university. Best of luck.
Madam Chancellor, as Registrar of the TERI School of Advanced Studies, I present to you 36 candidates for the Master of Business Administration degree and certify that they have successfully completed all the requirements established by the rules and regulations of the university. May I now request you to admit these candidates to their degrees.
By authority of the powers vested in me, I hereby admit you to the Master of Business Administration degree, to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the university. Best wishes.
Madam Chancellor, as Registrar of the TERI School of Advanced Studies, I present to you 13 candidates for the Master of Technology degree and certify that they have successfully completed all the requirements by the rules and regulations of the university. May I now request that you admit these candidates to their degrees.
By authority of the powers vested in me, I hereby admit you to the Master of Technology degree, to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the university. Best of luck.
Lastly, Madam Chancellor, as Registrar of the TERI School of Advanced Studies, I present to you 21 candidates for the Master of Law degree and certify that they have successfully completed all the requirements established by the rules and regulations of the university. May I now request that you admit these candidates to their degrees.
By authority of the powers vested in me, I hereby admit you to the Master of Law degree, to which you have demonstrated your entitlement to the satisfaction of the university. Best wishes.
I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Madam Chancellor, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, to hand over the degrees.
In the sequence has already been spoken. Now I will take the names. Request the students to please come forward. Dr. Anuradha Mitra, topic 5G technology and regulations of spectrum access and net neutrality in India, an investigative analysis. Dr. Badshah Sarkar, migration in the drought affected rural areas in India, an exploratory study. Dr. Bhavna Chaudhary, structural and functional characterization of mycolic acid methyl transferase enzyme of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Dr. Chandni Bedi, enhancing livability through participatory governance and sustainable urban water management, a novel Sarvo approach in the city of Gurugram. Dr. Charvi Kapoor, neglected and underutilized food crop species, identification, consumption pattern challenges and prospects for utilization. Dr. Chabiswar Prasad Patel, design and development of phase change, material-based thermal energy storage system for medium temperature thermal application. Dr. Himani Singh, water accounting framework for Eastern Himalaya in the context of climate change. Dr. Jayalakshmi Poonam, ecosystem services and institutional mechanism for conservation of Loktak Lake. Dr. Karthik Radhakrishnan, influence of land use change on livelihood, a case study on the coastal wetland ecosystems in India. Dr. Mudita Deepak Upadhyay, assessment of socio-economic drought and linkages amongst various types of drought. Dr. Nipun Bhargava, photocalyptic oxidation for sustainable management of textile and dyeing industry wastewater. Dr. Prasoon Singh, climate change impact on urban hydrology and assessment of flood in the built environment. Dr. Rinki Sisodia, structural studies on phosphates of Helicobacter pylori. Dr. Sanchi Jain, complexities of agency formation and domestic work in Delhi. Dr. Sulaksha Shetty, a study on business organization and its leadership for achieving sustainable development with a particular reference to the Indian situation. Dr. Swati Patel, method to recover lipids from wet algae and related biofuel studies. Dr. Tanvi Khurana, role of electricity in rural non-farm household enterprises. Dr. Tanya Sharma, assessment of nexus between built environment, travel behavior and environmental health, a case study of Delhi. MA Public Policy and Sustainable Development, Mr. Rishabh Chopra, Ms. Saranya Sarkar, Ms. Pallavi Srivastava, and in absentia, Saurabh Kumar Sharma. MA Sustainable Development Practice, Mr. Amir Jang Malik, Ms. Anushka Ghosh, Ms. Garima, Mr. K. Daniel Joe Lindog, Ms. Lavanya Kalyani, Ms. Mirika Khatri, Ms. Riddhi Kailash Dhan. We can always have, applause keep coming. Mr. Rajeshwi Bhattacharya, Ms. Riya Verma, Ms. Saisha Bhatnagar, Mr. Shiv Bhatia, Ms. Shravi Gupta, Ms. Sulagna Roy, Mr. Udayveer Guha Sirkar, Mr. Yash Ratnu, MSc Environmental Studies and Resource Management, Ms. Aditi Kumari, Ms. Anishka Shah, Mr. Aviral Srivastava, Ms. Anshika Shah, Mr. Aviral Srivastava, Ms. Dakshta Lamba, Ms. Daya, Ms. Devyani Sanjay Podale, Ms. Dishti Handa, Ms. Divya Goyal, Ms. Divya Singh, Miss Ginny Singh, Miss Greta Nola Lingdo, Miss Janglaro Yanthan, Mr. Joseph Roy, Ms. Karnika Shivpuri, Mr. Kinjal Datta, Ms. Mansi Watwani, Ms. Meghna Vinodan, Ms. Nitika Sehra, Ms. Nausheen Sultana, Ms. Padmakshi Chakravarti, Ms. Paushali Ghosh, Mr. Prashant Kumar, Ms. Prerna Kaushal, Ms. Priyanka Tiwari, Ms. Risal Amina, Mr. Rithiman Datta, Ms. Ritika Manohar Khandare, Ms. Sakshi, Ms. Ronak Mahan, Ms. Sakshi, Mr. Samath Khanna, Mr. Sarthak Jain, Ms. Sejal Jain, Ms. Shivani Sunil, Ms. Shreya Madhup, Ms. Sneha Singh, Mr. Tejawat Manohar Naik, Ms. Sneha, MSc Geoinformatics, Ms. Arushi Periwal, Ms. Asta Tiwari, Mr. Akash Narayanan, Ms. Bhavya Anand, Miss Devyanshi. Mr. Dhruv Chauhan. Ms. Gayatri Bhagwati. Ms. Koena Das. Ms. Prachi Mishra. Ms. Kripa Bhardwaj. Mr. Manav Khanna. Ms. Saima Shamu. Ms. Sneha Vyas. Ms. Soumya Jain. Ms. Swaliha Sajim. Ms. Swastika Das. Ms. Yashita Bajaj. MSc Biotechnology. Ms. Diksha. Ms. Lipika Mujiga. Ms. Jhalak Johri. Ms. Manushri Datta. Ms. Rashi Gupta. Ms. Ritika Kalra. Ms. Shreya Rawat. Mr. Vaibhav Kothari. MSc Climate Science and Policy, Ms. Ayesha Himanshu Sura. Ms. Ananya Mohan. Ms. Debolina Das. Ms. Diksha Modgil. Mr. G. Yash. Ms. Lavina Ghanshyam Das. Ms. Maitri Kulkarni. Ms. Meenal Saini. Ms. Muskan Agarwal. Ms. Saravani Hajela. Ms. Krishna S. Kumar. Ms. Shrija. Ms. Vrinda Naithani. For the batch of MSc Economics, Ms. Akriti Arora, Miss Aditi Gupta, Mr. Aditya Rastogi, Mr. Aman Narayan Sinha, Mr. Amol Amrit, Miss Anika Loiwal, Miss Anushka Vijay Pathak, Miss Anu, Miss Anusha Paul Chaudhary, Miss Anvesha Subhachandra Adhikari, Miss Aparna Prithan, Miss Bhavna Shri Anand, Miss Dipali Gupta, Miss Diksha Majhi, Miss Divya Sharma, Miss Isha Agarwal, Mr. Himanshu Kataria, Miss Ishika, Miss Ishika Pahuja, Miss Ishita Srivastava, Miss Janvi Sharma, Miss Janvi Sharma again. There's another one. No. Miss Kamakshi Gupta, Mr. Karan Sharma, Miss Kasvi Sansanwal, Miss Khushi Chadda, Miss Khushi Seth, Miss Kriti Kapoor, Miss Krupa Ganesh Manerkar, Miss Manjishta Sharma, Miss Mansi Juneja, Miss Muskan Gupta, Miss Navya Khanna, Miss Nilakshi Dubey, Miss Nishta Bhakta, We still have the students coming up, so all those who have already got the degree, they can do the clapping. The rest can anticipate. Miss Nivedita Mehta. Nivedita. Miss Prerna Pardasani. People have to think now who is going to do the hooting for Mr. Rishabh Kabra. Rishika Sajiv. Mr. Ritanshu Raj. Ms. Samiksha Sharma. Ms. Shivangi Thapa. Ms. Shreyasi Prasad. Ms. Shubhangini Singh. Ms. Sonalika Goswami. Mr. Saumit Pandey. Ms. Parshi Mittal. Ms. Sunaina Saxena. Mr. Vaibhav Mishra. Ms. Yashi Priya. MSc Water Science and Governance, Ms. Meghma Mitra. Ms. Monica Kumari. Ms. Pratha Mishra. Ms. Rayana Sarkar. Mr. Ritesh Ninan Alex. Ms. Sneha Chakravarti. Mr. Vikas Meena. MBA Sustainability Management. Ms. A. Cecilia Mary. Ms. Adya Sharma. Mr. Aditya Pratap. Ms. Akriti Verma. Mr. Arun Rathi. Ms. Arundhati Verma. Ms. Arushi Verma. Ms. Bhavna Sharma. Ms. Charu Thakur. Ms. Chinta Deepti Prahalika. Ms. Dirga Nagpal. Ms. Ekta Gandhi. Ms. Florence Das. Ms. Garima Shahi, Mr. Harshit Chawla, Mr. Mohammad Zia Farhan, Mr. Nakul Sharma, Mr. Pratyush Kumar, Ms. Rachita Mehra, Ms. Roshni, Ms. Vasudha Sharma, Mr. Sahil Malik, Ms. Sara Sunil Pujari, Mr. Satvik Chaturvedi, Ms. Shreya Rawat, Ms. Smaranika Hazra, Mr. Shubham Bhardwaj, Ms. Tanya Singh, Mr. Uday Pratap Singh Sankla, Ms. Urvashi, Ms. Vidushi Ahuja, in absentia, Ms. Sanchali Kanjilal, M.Tech Renewable Energy Engineering and Management, Mr. Abhishek Hanuman Shastri, Mr. Akash Verma, Mr. Shashwat Datta, Mr. Karandeep Sood, Mr. Nikhil Suresh Kumar, Mr. Shiva Prasad SR, in absentia, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Kushwaha, M.Tech Urban Development and Management, Mr. Abhishek, Mr. Arun Babu, Mr. Shubham Kumar, in absentia, Mr. Ashish Kumar Yadav, M.Tech Water Resources Engineering and Management, Mr. Bharat Ramachandra, in absentia, Mr. Shaivya Saxena, LLM, Ms. Anandita Sarma Pujari, Ms. Anjali Pathak, Mr. Ayush Pandey, Mr. Keshav Garg, Miss Manasi Verma. Miss Nimisha Sharma. Mr. Prasenjit Singh. Miss Ruchi Mishra. Miss Siddhatri Gauba. Miss Shrusti Mahakod. Mr. Sharang Verma. And Mr. Triman Goyal. In absentia, Mr. Agatya Datta, Mr. Atul Pandey and Mr. Avinash Jai Shri Ram Bihade. Thank you, sir.
A hearty congratulations to all the graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, as we step into the second half of this remarkable convocation, I, Ravneet Kaur,
And I, Avika,
your new hosts, are honored to take you through the next segment of this celebration. The convocation has been truly inspiring, and we assure you that the best is yet to come.
indeed, TERI SAS is a hub of knowledge and innovation which is gifted with exceptionally talented students. Now, it is time to recognize their hard work and achievements. To honor such remarkable talent, we would like to request our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Jim Skia, Honorable Madam Chancellor, Dr. Mrs. Vibha Dhawan, and our Vice Chancellor, Professor Suman Kumar Dhar, to reward our meritorious students. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
We first have Ms. Pallavi Srivastav from MA Public Policy and Sustainable Development with a CGPA of 9.56.
We next have Ms. Riddhi Kailash Dhand from MA Sustainable Development Practice with a CGPA of 9.53.
Ms. Sneha from MSc Environmental Studies and Resource Management with a CGPA of 9.22.
Ms. Prachi Mishra from MSc Geoinformatics with a CGPA of 9.46.
Ms. Jhalak Johri from MSc Biotechnology with a CGPA of 9.72.
Ms. Krishna S. Kumar from MSc Climate Science and Policy with a CGPA of 9.30.
Ms. Nishtha Bhakta from MSc Economics with a CGPA of 9.5.
Ms. Meghma Mitra from MSc Water Science and Governance with a CGPA of 8.98.
Ms. Vasudha Sharma from MBA Sustainability Management with a CGPA of 9.32.
Mr. Shashwat Datta from MTech Renewable Engineering and Management with a CGPA of 9.09.
Mr. Arun Babu from MTech Urban Development Management with a CGPA of 8.53.
Mr. Bharat Ramachandran from MTech Water Resources Engineering Management with a CGPA of 9.47.
Mr. Keshav Garg from Masters of Law, Environment and Natural Resources with a CGPA of 9.03.
A very hearty congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you, Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Dr. Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor.
सीमित पग डग लंबी मंजिल तय कर लेना आसान नहीं, दाएं बाएं सुख दुख चलते समुख चलता पथ का प्रमाद, जिस जिससे पथ पर स्नेह मिला उस राही को धन्यवाद.
Walking a long journey on a limited path is never easy. Joys and sorrows walk alongside, but the true guiding force is the unwavering path ahead. To all those who have shared kindness along the way, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of them.
With this thought of gratitude, I request our Dean Research and Partnerships, Professor Sukanya Das, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Honorable Chancellor Madam, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, esteemed faculty and dear fellow graduates. As we gather to commemorate this significant milestone, it is my privilege to express our collective gratitude through this vote of thanks. First and foremost, we extend our deepest appreciation to our Chief Guest, Professor Jim Ski, for being with us today. Your presence and inspiring words have invigorated our spirits and provided us with valuable perspectives as we embark to our future journeys. Thank you for encouraging lecture, which will help us to strive for excellence. We express our heartfelt gratitude to our Chancellor Madam for her inspiring speech that motivated us all, and to our Vice Chancellor Sir for his thoughtful address to our students. Your words have energized our community and encouraged us to strive for excellence. We like to thank Colonel Venkat, Registrar, for his welcome address. To our dedicated faculty members, we are profoundly grateful for your mentorship and unwavering support. Your passion for teaching and commitment to our growth have equipped the students with the knowledge and skills necessary to face the challenges ahead. We sincerely appreciate the support and trust our sponsoring society, TERI. We are excited about the opportunity to further enhance and develop our partnership together. We also like to acknowledge the diligent efforts of our administration and staff who organized this remarkable event. Your hard work has ensured that this celebration is not only memorable, but also meaningful to all of us. To our collaborators, knowledge and industrial partners, funding organizations, your encouragement and trust have been the backbone of our success. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey, celebrating our achievements. Today's milestone reflects your unwavering faith in us. As you all step into the future, we hope you will carry forward the lessons you have learned, embracing the opportunities for growth and collaboration. We wish you all success as you move forward with courage, enthusiasm, and a commitment to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you. May I now request our Registrar Sir, Colonel B. Venkat, for the final proceedings.
Good afternoon, everybody. When we started, it was good morning, and we have reached towards a good afternoon, but what a pleasant day when we have concluded the event. May I request all the graduates who have just got the degree to continue wearing the robes. We will be having a photography session at the same place where you people were registered, that is the Margosa lawn. Photography sequence shall be the same in which you people were given the degrees. Please be ensured that you are collectively present. Thank you for a very wonderful patience that you people showed during the event. May I now request Madam Chancellor to please declare convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Please rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to please keep standing as the academic procession will now depart.